This is Premier Sports Fan Center. My name remains Enyimba. Don't forget to subscribe. Alpha. It's okay. This is a strong Man U fan. Versus Zurich. A win for both, automatic qualify. A draw, also qualify. Let's go hear what the fans have to say. This is Premier Sports Fan Center. My name remains Enyimba. Please don't forget to subscribe. The teams with the biggest fan zone in the world, Chelsea versus Manchester United. They're about to start their match. And it has been a lot of talking between the fans, Manchester fans and Chelsea fans. Let's go hear what the fans have to say. This is Premier Sports Fan Center. Will it be the 9th title for Enyimba? Or will it be the second back-to-back title for Rivers United? Already we were hoping Remo Star will top the league, but either a win here or a draw here for Enyimba versus Rivers United. Remo Stars remain third. This is the Premier Sports Fan Center. My name remains Enyimba, and here we are covering the final of the Super 6 of the Nigerian Professional Football League. And I'm not alone here to do justice to this. We are complete in the studio, and from my far left is Mr. Shegun. We call him Shegelu. Okay. How do you do today?
Well, I'm fine. It has been a rainy Sunday, and the European football is over. So let's just give our own league just one of these shout outs. Wow. It's a beautiful league, and a very great save there from Oloron Leke. Yeah. So it promises to be a beautiful game of football. I'm just here to enjoy myself,
All right, and I have Adeyemi with us.
Oh, good evening. Another day to talk football. Let's get to it.
All right, another day to talk football. Earlier on, we saw Sunshine versus Lobby Star and Remo versus Bendel Insurance. And so far, can you just quickly give us how it went?
Well, Lobby Stars has actually been the disappointed team in this competition because I remember them coming for the Super 6 and the coach was talking about them coming in as it was the name he used for them. They're using calling themselves like they are not here to play, they are here to win the competition. And at the end of the day, they turned out to be one of the whipping boys in the competition. Social Stars actually defeated them 3-1 today, which is really great for Social Stars, good for their confidence. Yeah, they didn't really get themselves into the mood of this competition. Like I was telling some of my friends during the season proper, that it's just like NBA. When you are in the marathon league, when you are playing the abridged league, all that's just important is get yourself in the top 3, qualify for the playoff. And when you get to the playoff, we are surely going to remove the we are going to sieve the big boys away from the men. Yeah. You see what's it called, the Insurance of Benin, Bender Insurance of Benin, a very fantastic club this season. They played the whole abridged league unbeaten. I think they have about 22 or 23 matches unbeaten. They came to the playoff, got 2 draws, lost to Remo Stars, and actually lost to Rivers United, who actually inflicted their first defeat this season on them. 2-1. That was 2 or 3 days ago. And today they actually lost to Remo Stars. Remo Stars is another fantastic club, and that is the definition of what we want to see in Nigerian Professional League. Talking about Sonami, what he has actually done with that club. That is one of the very best private-owned club in Nigeria, and it goes a lot to show that with good planning and good ownership, we can have good teams in our league that won't have problem. You go to Remo Stars complex in is it Ogun State? Yes, Ogun State. You see what Tsunami has.
Oh, a chance for Enyimba there. What would the goalkeeper? Wow. Oh, that was a good save. Quickly cross them. Oh, what a save!
Very save.
Whoa!
So it goes a lot to show how much our league is actually improving. Good quality play, good games. At least now this season we are not talking about home teams always winning every week.
Yeah.
Away not being able to score. Fans being threatened at the stadium. Not like what we have last season. That's what I mean by when I say the league is improving. And good, you can see the quality of play from the Super 6. Though we've not really seen much fans in the stadium. That is one thing I expect NFF to actually work on next season. But it has really been a massive Super 6. I can't say it's heavily successful, but it's good. It's good for a start.
All right, it's good for the start, Mr. Adeyemi. How do you see the quality of play before we quickly look at the starting lineup? Just how do you see the quality of the play? You've seen the first match, the second match. This is the third match for today. How do you see the quality of play from this beginning of the Super 6?
Number one, the Nigerian league, there is always quality. To what percentage or not, there's quality. There are some good players that came from this league. That today they are making their own. They made their names in the international stage. But the issue I see mainly is the management of the league. It's about that, that technical know-how, that sincerity. That, okay, let us make this league work apart from what I want in my pocket. If you follow this league, when they wanted to restart, the only reason they successfully made this hybrid league was because of the insistence of the NFF president that just came in, that if it is 1, 2, or 3 clubs that accept to play this hybrid league, they should start like that. If not for that, there were some presidents, they call them club owners, that they don't own clubs. The owners of the clubs are the government. Most of the clubs in the Premier League are owned by the government. They call themselves club owners, but they don't own any club. They sit down. Why? Because they want the games expanded. When you play like 38 games, you can always submit, and get. Shego is laughing, I can understand what I'm saying already. So, now, when there is money to some people, it becomes...
Oh, that is another good chance.
I think all of them.
I think this is second shot now. I think it went over the bar. That is pressure on the Rivers United side.
Yeah.
You can see 4 defenders.
When mature, you will separate. So as I was saying, when there's money, some people tend to run away from doing the right things because of their short-time gains. So if we can separate that from the league, this league can work. There are abundance of talent. Abundance of talent. Even young Shegun can say, when we go outside in our street here, we play on the field, you see abundance of talent wasting away. It's just about putting out the right structure in place. And these people can do it. It's just that the patriotism is not the way it should be. Our league is not bad, but it is terrible. Because we have come of age, we are in a modern age, and we are still complaining about all these things. Like our league now, we don't have that big headway sponsor. In 2023, it is that bad. But I think this new NFF regime, the body language of Gusso has been that he wants to right so many wrongs.
Okay.
And I think there should be a board now for the league that will be controlled by the league playing clubs themselves. That they will just hire somebody and say, come and run the league for us. Bring us sponsors. Take us to the screens. All this, they are beating home and away. It's because the games are not on screen. When there's cameras everywhere, and you try something of there are laws in the league. But it's implementing
like the LMC, apart from being a regulatory agency, don't they have that right? All these things you are talking about.
No, there's punishment. There's punishment.
There's punishment.
And
These laws, they are there.
That's one of the reasons why what's it called? Kano Pillars had to drop last season. It's not due to footballing issue or footballing play on the field. They had issue with fans and they had points deductions at points. So there's punishment in the MPFL. They actually are dealt to those punishments. Well, it is what it is. It's still our league. We can just hope that we grow.
All right. So we just hope that we grow. I think there is a caller on the line. Okay, we have lost that one. We have lost it. All right. So I'm getting you.
So now, when we now take it down to how is this league run? About, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 3, 4, 5 years ago, they took themselves to La Liga to go and understudy how they run things there. That's why I don't want to open Book of Lamentation, but it's like if Nigerian football and Book of Lamentation is 5 and 6, you spent a whole lot, taking a whole lot of persons to La Liga to go and study how they are doing it. And you got there, what did you bring to come and set up in our league? What is the result? Why is this thing not working? It's because of selfish interest mainly. Selfish interest. People that doesn't want it to work because they are feeding fat based on the fact that it's not working. And there are some of us that will love Nigerian football, but they are beginning to make it so, because when you know that this team can beat this team because they are playing on that team zone, they just go and lose like that. So we need to do better, honestly. We need to do better. But this Super 6 has shown us that there's still hope for Nigerian League. And I hope they can make this a very good foundation to lay something solid that can last, that we can live for our children and our grandchildren.
All right. Before we continue the discussion, let's quickly look at the lineup. Most of these players, some of the viewers don't know them. Let's quickly call their names. The starting line up for Rivers.
The formation.
Yeah. The starting. We're going to look at this lineup.
Okay.
Yeah. We have Sochima, that is for Rivers United. Chuku, Buru, Gibson, Keze, Korva, Madu. We have Mohammed, Ndasi. All right, we have a caller on the line. Let's quickly answer there. We'll continue. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. This is Premier Sport Fund Center.
All right. I'm Joseph by name.
Okay, Mr. Joseph, how do you do today?
I'm fine. And you people?
All right.
We are fine.
We are fine. We are good. All right.
I think you people are doing a very good job.
All right.
Keep it up.
Great.
I think your show is making us to be more informed about the league.
All right.
I think you're doing a good job.
All right. So
I'm talking about the live match. I think Enyimba, they are going to win the match.
Enyimba is going to win this match.
Yes, by my prediction.
Okay, for your prediction, that is good. All right. The match between Sunshine United versus Lobby Star. What do you have to say about that match?
Well, it was a good game, though I didn't watch it because I was busy. I only came across the score, and well, it is a good game, and as you can see, there's improvement in the Nigerian league overall.
Yeah.
What about Remo Stars versus
Bendel Insurance?
Yeah, that one ended 1-0 in favor of Remo.
Yeah.
I think by virtue of that result, they have qualified to the continental ticket. They have gained continental ticket, but whether they are CAF or Confederation or the CAF Champions League depends on the current match between Enyimba and Rivers United.
Yeah. All right, and the Bendel Insurance side, what do you have to say about their regular, they played unbeaten. They played unbeaten, 18 match unbeaten. What do you have to say about that?
Pardon, come again?
I say, what do you have to say about Bendel Insurance? The regular season match they played 18 matches unbeaten. Unbeaten for the first time.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
They tried. It wasn't an easy job for you to play the Nigerian league in full season undefeated. I think they did a good job. Right. But when it matters most, they fall short. This is where the men have been separated from the boys. Yeah. But overall, they try, and they still have hope also to go into the continent, because the FA Cup, they still have one last chance, and I just wish they win, because they have really done a lot, and they deserve a chance to qualify to CAF.
All right. What do you have to say to the NFF right now? The Nigerian Football Federation.
We all need massive improvement. We want to see our league improving. And I believe in the new administration, I think things are going to get better.
We hope so too, really. But we've been hearing stories, because you have been a regular, and we know that you know some things about the Nigerian Premier League. So we just want to know if there has been rumors spreading around that some clubs do hold players' salary. And we heard about some, we don't want to start mentioning names now, but we just want to ask you if it is true, if some Nigerian Premier League clubs owe salaries.
Well, for now, I can't say, but it is very difficult in the Nigerian league not to owe salaries. I'm very sorry to say that. It has become a mainstay, and it is a sad situation. Nobody wants that to happen, but it is inevitable when it comes to Nigerian league. We are only hoping, when will this stop? I cannot say specifically which club are owing, but I know I've been in the league before, and I know how these things have been run. Yeah. But some of them I believe, like one of the clubs I played for, though I will not mention, were owed some smooth salary. But we were promised that at the end of the season, they are going to give us the money. Though they did it. And some clubs, this is how they operate. Wow. They normally owe the salary for months before they issue it out to their players.
And we heard that many of those clubs, whenever those players want to come out to talk, they are threatened.
Yes.
They are threatened. They tell them they either lose this, lose that, or sack them and all. But what do you think NFF should be doing about the league to totally cleanse all these unpleasant stories we hear about the league?
I think a regulational body has to be set up specifically for that purpose. That will help. And they create a platform that every complaint regarding salaries, people should come and complain in that platform, so that they too will know what is going on, and then they can follow up to rectify issues.
Then another issue, the home team must win syndrome. How do you think we can finally eradicate that thing from our league?
Yes, I think there's improvement in that aspect. For Bender Insurance not to lose in the whole season, I think there's an improvement in that aspect.
But we still had some issues this season too.
Yes, in my own opinion, I think the media has to do a lot in that regard, and fines and disciplinary actions have to be taken, because if you look, there are some home teams who threatens the referee, threatens the players. They do all they can just to get results. Yeah. I think the media has to come in, and then the NFF too have to set up this disciplinary organization. They should be able to look into in details what really transpired in matches, and there should be a coverage of every match. Talking about coverage, that brings us to sponsor. The league needs sponsors. Who will sponsor this league, so that then this league, the matches will be televised. You know, when the matches are being televised, it will be very difficult for the home team and the home fans to molest players, and this home win syndrome will be reduced.
Wow, wow. We hope so too. We hope so because we want to see a Nigerian league that all of us are proud of.
Come again, sir?
I said we hope so too that because we all want to see a Nigerian league that all of us is proud of.
Hello.
Enyimba just score. You said it.
I think I told you.
You said it.
I told you. I said Enyimba have scored. I told you they are going to win. You think I'm joking?
You said it. And Enyimba just knocked one now. Oh, what a goal.
Enyimba are going to win.
Yeah, we can see the blue light at Jonicon Stadium already. It's coming alive. It's coming alive.
Oh, you can see the celebration in the fans.
Wow.
And you can see all the big names.
Mr. Joseph, finally, before we let you go, if with the experience you've gotten from the league and what you've seen so far, what are those cogent points you need should be? Hello? Oh, I think we lost that call.
That was interesting.
That was actually interesting from him. That was a beautiful goal from Enyimba. Wow. And this is actually the first goal. The first goal Rivers will be considered in the first half in this Super 6. They've not considered a goal in the first half. And you know that's what happens when the big boys play. Lots of history are being broken. A lot of records are being broken.
Hello, back to Premier Sports.
Yeah, you're welcome back, Mr. Joseph.
Thank you.
I was saying that with your experience, the wealth of your experience of the league, what you've seen so far, firsthand, what are those cogent points you need to, the new NFF needs to attend to sanitize our league totally from the club owners that don't own clubs to the coaches and to the LMC and all, to the NFF itself. What do you think should be done to sanitize the league generally? The pinpoints, the strong points, the strongholds.
Match, our calendar has to go in pari passu with that of CAF. When it comes to our league, we are always behind, and that is what causes the abridged form of the league. So we need to match that. Then secondly, there should be a level playing ground. There are some homegrown talents. Nigeria have football talents, but one of the issues is if you don't have anybody to stand for you, it is very, very difficult to play. So we need our coaches to be open, and agents and managers, even if they are trying to manage players, they have to go for the best, those who can stand the test of time. So the players who are playing the league, they have to be up and doing. You look categorically, sometimes the players who are being carried, they are not that fantastic, so to say.
Oh, that's true.
Hello.
That's a nice one we are getting.
They have backup. So I call on the league management, the coaches, and everybody to look into these issues which are presented. Those who we are representing the country in some aspects, and so we should be up and doing when it comes to the playing. Then the LMC have to look at club owners and the rest. They are one of the people who are manipulating the league in Nigeria. Yes, there should be strict rules and regulations so that these club owners and managers will follow the rules. And with that, everything is going to go well in our league.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Joseph, for giving us a lowdown of out of the wealth of the experience you have from the league.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. That was a nice breakdown.
It's all about this. But at the end of the day, like I always say, if players are being old, they can always come out and complain about their salaries being old in the league. It's one of the issues we have to just deal with in Nigerian professional football league. But for every bad issue we have in the league, we have the good ones. There are still teams. I'm sure we still have teams who are actually not owing players salaries. We're talking about the salaries. NFL is actually the Nigerian Professional Football League is actually one of the best what's it called? Best, let me just use organizations that actually pay good salaries for these players. Yeah, for every problem they have with salaries, clubs will win in Nigeria. It's normal. We know how much when the league itself is not that profitable. It's very much expected. Like this morning when I saw that the winner of this competition is going with 100 million naira, while the second is going with 0 naira, the third is going with 0 naira. The remaining 5 teams are going with 0 naira. Wow. That shouldn't be. I saw it this morning. I was like, I had to message some of the sports analysts, and they confirmed it that yes, that is actually what is happening. It's only the first that is going with some cash. So these things are not actually encouraging. It's not supposed to be happening in a league, in a professional league like our home. So, like you said, with this league, one of the very first thing NFF and LMC needs to do is bring this league back on air. Let the league be on air. Let us have a full season. Whereby people actually watch this league. And I can always see there's NTA Sports inside the main bowl of Abuja Stadium. That is Moshida Stadium in Abuja. Wasting up. We are not using that stadium we are not using that channel for anything. It's not on it's a thing that we can actually create this channel, and it works. It works direct with what's called create a channel for it and have the NTA Sports online, or possibly have an NFF TV. There's nothing bad in it. Yeah. We saw NFF create a YouTube channel for the league this season and last season, and it actually worked. A lot of people were interested in the league. A lot of people were watching the league. And this one we're also doing in the studio here is a way that we can make people get interested in the league and buy into the league. It's a beautiful league, no doubt. We've seen the beautiful play they actually play. And like you said, it's not easy for insurance to actually go. They played that means they played 9 games away from home, and they didn't lose.
They didn't lose, yeah.
It talks and says a lot about the league. Remo Stars is on 14 games unbeaten right now. Yeah. That is home and away. So gradually we improve, and gradually we are going to get there. It was like this in South Africa League. Due to some promo and some propaganda and packaging, their league is where it is today. Zambia League 2 is where it is today. This is a beautiful league. Egypt League is where it is today due to packaging. If we package our own league very well, our league now will get there.
Of course, if we package it very well, we will get there. Because it's not a day job. It's not a day job. You have to put everything together to get the needed result. And can you quickly talk about the both teams, their last 4 games?
The last minutes of the additional time in the first half. And
that is Chibuke on the floor.
2 minutes additional time in the first half. This is the 47th minute. Any moment from now, the referee will blow the end of the first half. Yeah.
So far, so good. It's been end-to-end stuff. Battles, clash of titans. It has really lived up to its expectation.
And
it has lived up to its expectation. So let's see if the second half will move. I think it's half time already.
Yeah, it's half time already. Yeah.
It's half time already. But I was reading the starting lineup of. I've just finished the one of Rivers United. I was talking about the one of Enyimba. Enyimba have Ojo.
Olorunleke.
Yeah, as a goalkeeper. Then Abubakar. You have Adeleke, Asukwo, Uwaze, Chijoke, Copper. They have AZP. Then Nwangu. They have Obot and Okereke. That is the starting lineup of Enyimba. And this lineup has been able to do justice to the first half by hitting Rivers United 1. And it's making them look comfortable and making them look good. Because as the table stands now, they are good to go.
They are good to go, and they are good to go as the champions of Nigerian Professional League.
Yeah.
Yeah, it talks about the big boys. You know, the last time Enyimba actually defeated this Rivers United was 2019. So they've actually been looking for that win ever since 2019, and they're so much happy to get that win today. Good game of football in the first half. That was a good taking goal by Awazi, and shows how much the brilliance and intelligence we were talking about in the Nigerian Professional League. Yeah, the players can actually score the goals. We've seen good play of football. It's not the regular putting the ball, ballooning the ball up that we're seeing in this game. We've actually seen players put the ball on the floor and play good pattern of football that even the fans in the stadium will actually enjoy.
Yeah, the fans in the stadium will actually enjoy. If Nigerian can provide this kind of quality of ball, I don't think people will be watching the Premier League, the English Premier League.
No.
Jega is laughing.
People actually watch European football. Like I'm a very big fan of Nigerian Professional League. I follow Remo Stars and Enyimba to an extent. Like even when I don't watch the match on online, I actually follow it I follow the results and follow the analysis. It shows how much some people still have that that interest in the local league.
Of course,
we can't and that's trying to pursue the European League or the Western League is actually one of our problems, because timing of our fixtures is actually another important thing that we have to put into consideration. Talking about NFF, they should try and not put our league at the time whereby maybe like clubs like Arsenal, Real Madrid, the big boys are actually playing on their own day. So that will make them get more fans. And talking about the stadium, we have to do a lot of things to actually bring fans to the stadium. I miss what's it called, Canopilas. You need to see when Canopilas plays at Sani Abacha Stadium. It's always a filled stadium to the brim.
No.
You have fans. These are fans who are actually passionate about Canopilas. When you watch Castina United play, it's filled to the brim. When you watch Lobby Stars plays that Makurdi, it's filled to the brim. So these are people that are actually passionate about the club. And when it comes to Southwest here, you look at clubs like 3S. When 3S plays at their Lekon Salami Stadium, it's always almost filled to the brim. So there are still people who actually love this club. There are still people who actually love our local league. We'll get there. We'll surely get there. That is it. We'll get there with right planning.
Of course, we'll get there with right planning. I just read. Let's quickly look at the substitution. The substitute for the bench of Rivers. They have Akande, Ampla, Emekai, Godswill, Lukman, Ohawuma, Onoja, Saidu, Mohammed, and they have William. That is the substitution bench for Rivers United. Then for Enyimba, they have Abdullahi, Erugo, they have Oduku, they have Nobi, Obioma, they have Somari, Tijani, then Yakubu. That is the substitution. And if you look at the Enyimba second half, they've and if you look at the second half, most time they play second half. Okay. They've been consistent in scoring the second half. We just saw they hit Rivers United now. Probably they're going to hit another one in the second half.
Yeah, them getting that first goal in the first half is actually very much important for them. Yeah. Because we know Nigerian Professional League, you hardly get 3 goals in the league. Yeah. Right now they'll be coming to the second half looking relaxed, knowing that it's either they get 1 goal, or if they're actually playing draw here today, it's to their own advantage. A draw will still give them the the trophy. Yeah. So the game is in their ball court right now, and both teams are actually playing on neutral ground. So I don't expect much pressure to be on Enyimba. And we've actually seen it from the play. They've actually done most of the playing in the first half, and you're seeing them playing like a team that has experience, that knows what it takes. They know what it takes playing for that badge called Enyimba. We're talking about 9 times champions of Nigerian Professional Football, 8 times champions of Nigerian Professional League, and 2 times CAF Champions League. So that's lots of ego on the boys. And they're actually playing very well. I expect them to come out gun blazing in the second half, try and put this game to bed.
All right. You talked about the Nigerian League, that they hardly score. They only score 3 goals. It's changing gradually now. Because even today, 4 goals was scored, 3-1.
No.
You understand? There's a lot of changes. You understand?
That narrative started changing, I think, about 3 seasons ago.
Yeah.
3 or 4 seasons ago. It started before. It's like all those Ecuador Division 2. Where you see 0-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1.
And that one is home.
Mostly.
Mostly.
You have experience. Are you part of them? So it started. You start seeing 4-3 in Nigerian league.
Yeah.
3-2. Like there was a game I think at Ayoge Stadium here when NFF was still in the league. I think it was a 3-2. Or was it a 3-2 at the Ayoge?
That's
5 goals.
Wow.
So that narrative has been changing and it's really good for the league. But let us see this league more. Those first round of games, many of it were not on screen. So now coming into this playoff, we don't know what to really expect. We don't know what to really expect. So when we talk about this, our league scoring boost, is different from scoring and not seeing it. Like that guy that from Remo to Inter Milan. How many in LA2?
No, LA2 is AC Milan. No. I've forgotten. Is it Shea or no? Is it not Shea? I know from behind. It was going from behind limits. Beyond limits. That's the youth team to Inter Milan.
So now, how many of us knew him? Because we don't get to see these guys and their abundance of talent. Look at what Joseph said. Joseph said he really said a lot about if you don't know somebody, no matter how talented
you are, you're going nowhere.
And that
we saw that. That has always been something about our age grade. Even the Super Eagles, we've always had that issue with them. Because I can't even just go on to talk about the last Super Eagles roster. A lot of players you expect to be on the list. A lot of players that didn't actually make it to the list. I'm so happy that the Super Eagles coach talking about Passero. He's actually at the stadium today, and I think he will have been impressed by the two goalkeepers who he actually called up, talking about Olorunleke for Enyimba and Sochima for Rivers United. They've actually done themselves good favor in this first half. They've actually played well, and it's advantage Olorunleke right now. His team is actually leading, and we've seen some fantastic save from Olorunleke in the first half. There was one that is looking like a tip save from him from one of the corner kicks for Rivers United. Good, beautiful game of football in this first half, no doubt. Just promises to get better in the second half.
All right, for this Super 6, the highest goal scorer still remains Nwachukwu Divine. That is one of the call-up to the Super Eagles. Can you quickly talk about? And the next that follow is Adedayo from Remo Star. Then Chijoke has Adedayo has 2. Chijoke also have 2, and from Enyimba, probably if he scores a goal here, he's going to equal Divine. And then you have another Obioma from Enyimba who have 2. If he can score here, he's going to equal Divine. So it's not over yet. The highest goal scorer is not over. It's still open because you have 3.
Yeah, Awazi actually got a goal for Enyimba yesterday.
Yeah, because you have 2 Enyimba with 2 goals. And they can score one and they will equal Nwachukwu Divine.
I think I will be expecting goal from the Enyimba striker. Talking about Mboma, I think he's also on 2 goals. So I'll be expecting a goal from him in this game. You have to give it to Divine Nwachukwu. That is one of the reasons I said he actually deserved the call up to the Super Eagles. He's just 20 years old. He's a player that will be following his progress right from the age of 15 from Nigeria under 15 team. And you actually, if you watch if you follow Bender Insurance game this season, you actually have to give it to that young man. That he's a fantastic footballer. I expect him to start against Sierra Leone or one of the qualifiers or friendly match for the Super Eagles. I actually want to see him in the middle of these big boys. He's actually a good player, very good one.
All right, can you quickly talk about the 4 call-ups to the Super Eagles?
Talking about Olorunleke, that's the goalkeeper of Enyimba, and the other goalkeeper for Rivers United, Sochima. And there's Duru. These 3 are actually on this pitch today, and we've seen fantastic game of football from them. By that goal that Enyimba scored, they've not looked out of place in this first half. They've actually done themselves a good favor also. So the 3 players are actually they are playing to show the coach that yes, they actually deserve the call up, and they've not really done bad in this first half. They've been good.
All right, they've been good. So any moment from now, the second half of the match between Enyimba versus River United, we start. Goal attempt for Enyimba 4, for River United 4. Shot on goal for Rivers 2-1 for Enyimba. Fouls 5 for Rivers, 13 for Enyimba. Yellow card. No yellow card yet.
One for Enyimba.
1 yellow card for Enyimba. So that is the statistics so far. And we will quickly go for a break and we'll be back in a moment. Don't go away. Just 20 seconds break. We'll be back. The second half will still continue. The decider of the winner of the Super Cup 2022-2023 season.
Super Six.
Super 6 2022-2023 season is on the way. This match is the decider. So, don't go away. We'll be back in a moment.
There are two chances, just as you said. Aubameyang was clear to give him the ball and he could have scored. At least he could have given, even if he didn't score, at least give him the ball and have a chance to score. And you will always so selfish, you play the ball out, understand?
Being a Chelsea fan, I was just kind of optimistic that we'll win because we've had a very bad form this season.
Clash of the Titans between the two London rivals, Chelsea versus Arsenal. Already Man City has overtaken Arsenal on the lead of the table with 13 matches played. A win for Arsenal today, Arsenal will automatically overtake Manchester City. Let's go hear what the fans have to say. This is Premier Sports Fan Center.
Yeah. Okay. Chelsea is coming back, whether they like it or not. Once I just go to my this account to say Chelsea has so many substitutes, bench win matches. We're not talking about your starting 11. Now we have two starting 11. Anybody can play now. It's all about two. Let my two actually come back. Anybody can. Anybody will collect from Chelsea. Anybody will collect. This season may be awful, but I'm telling you.
Next is This is Premier Sports Fan Center. My name remains Enyimba. Don't forget to subscribe. Alpha. It's okay. This is a strong Man U fan. Versus Zurich. A win for both, automatic qualify. A draw, also qualify. Let's go hear what the fans have to say. This is Premier Sports Fan Center. My name remains Enyimba. Please don't forget to subscribe. The teams with the biggest fan zone in the world, Chelsea versus Manchester United. They're about to start their match. And it has been a lot of talking between the fans, Manchester fans and Chelsea fans. Let's go hear what the fans have to say. This is Premier Sports Fan Center.
There are two chances, just like you said. Aubameyang was clear to give him the ball and you could have scored. At least you could have given, even if you didn't score, at least give him the ball and have a chance to score. And you will always so selfish, you play the ball out, understand?
Being a Chelsea fan, I was just kind of optimistic that we'll win because we've had a very bad form this season.
Clash of the Titans between the two London rivals, Chelsea versus Arsenal. Already Man City has overtaken Arsenal on the lead of the table with 30 matches played. A win for Arsenal today, Arsenal will automatically overtake Manchester City. Let's go hear what the fans have to say. This is Premier Sports Fan Center.
Yeah. Okay. Chelsea is coming back, whether they like it or not. Once I mentioned, I just go to my this account. Chelsea has so many substitutes. Bench win matches. We're not talking about your starting 11. Now we have two starting 11. Anybody can play now. It's not about two. Let my two until they come back. Anybody can. Anybody collect from Chelsea. Anybody will collect. This season may be awful, but I'm telling you.
Next season. As we went on break, Rivers United just equalized, and it is 1-1. Rivers United scored at the 48th minute, 3 minutes into the second half, and Rivers United scored, and the goal was scored by Enyimba. How do you feel right now?
Wow. It's good. It's good. At least we're seeing the fans are seeing goals, and it's goal galore, goal raining in the MPFL. 1-1 right now between Enyimba and Rivers, and that was the keeper fault for that goal. I don't say Lauren Darius did to himself a good favor right there, getting considering that such a goal.
And you can see the pressure again. That would have been the second goal for Rivers United. The pressure is high on Enyimba right now. It's like they had their plan. Second half, they are taking over this match.
Yeah, that's why they are the defending champion. They're actually playing like a champion already. And we are seeing the pressure on Enyimba. I think they have to relax themselves so they won't concede more goals in this second half. They actually did a lot of playing in the first half, and they need to come into the game. It's so early to just be this complacent already.
You can see the pressure. Oh, that one is over there. All right. So, Mr. Yomi, so can you just analyze what you have seen so far in the second half, and probably what is the plan? I know it's early to say, but with the way the Rivers United came up with in the second half, you can see some sense of an urgency.
The normal thing they should do is find an early equalizer so that they can have a chance. Because if they don't equalize early, Enyimba just need a draw in this match. Yeah. So Rivers need to win. So they need an early goal, and they've got one. And
you can see early substitution. Yeah, Lukman Adefemi is coming in.
For Enyimba.
Yeah, for him. Okay, you are talking. Right.
So when they got that early goal, you can see that now the pressure has switched. The pressure is now on Enyimba. Enyimba now is not defending with their lives. So Rivers United has been the team with more possession in this second half. Why? Because they scored. Enyimba won't want to concede. So Enyimba will be more cautious of defending more than attacking. And Rivers United need the win. So Rivers United will throw everything they have at them. So it's now a very, very dicey game for both teams.
Oh, and you can see another countdown. That should be. That was a good tackle. That was a good tackle. The referee said plays on. All right, with the tactical approach, Shege, can you quickly talk about the two managers, the two coaches, Finidi George and Stanley Ugoma?
Yeah, we have Finidi George, who is actually what's it called, an ex-Super Eagles player. He has actually seen it all, played at the topest level of it. And coming back home to coach Enyimba, and don't forget, he was one of Nigerian assistant coach for Pesero until of recent, whereby he actually dropped back due to some reasons between him and what's it called, and NFF. This is actually his first full season as the coach, and we've actually seen a lot of improvements in the Enyimba team from the way they play. And you can't take anything away from what's it called, Stanley Ugoma. He's very, very much experienced. He's one of the oldest coach in NPFL. He has been there, he has seen it all, even coached Enyimba to the second Champions League win, CAF Champions League win. So that experience is there. This son has actually been a manager for over 15 years in the league. So and there's one thing you can't beat, and that is experience. And you look at his assistant coach, that is our own very own from Ifakojayi, talking about Fatai Osho. You see when you bring two good heads together, it tells you why these Rivers United are this good and they are playing fantastic football. So both teams actually have good coaches who are up to the task.
All right, Mr. Adeyemi, Rivers United, from the rumor we're getting, is like they are one of the most supported teams by the government.
Of course.
It's not even a rumor, it's actually true.
It's true. It's the truth. They're one of the teams that enjoy total support. I can't say 100%, but way above 80-90%.
Wow.
Supported by the government. I don't know about this new government of Rivers State coming in, but the government of Nyesom Wike that just left office supported them massively. And they don't have any excuse not to be bringing on the trophies.
Last season they won a trophy.
And, it can actually be a parting gift for Wiki.
Yeah.
If they're actually winning it.
Yeah, and it will be a very good one. They can give him.
That's the chance.
The referee have seen that would have been the second goal for Enyimba.
That was a beautiful game. Teamwork played here.
That would have been the second goal, but anyway, the referee signaled an offside, and really it was an offside because we have two there. If you look at it, look at the play. Two of them, 1 to 4. 4 of them are offside.
And that shows how much. Rivers have to be careful at the back, so that they don't concede those easy chances. Whereby they'll just capitalize on it.
All right, as it stands now, 1-1. If the match ends in draw, that means Enyimba stand top, Remo second, and then Rivers United Confederation Cup. That is the defending champion. But do you see it ending this way?
Yeah, the game is already like enough. You can also see Enyimba.
Yeah, Alpha Tai is coming in.
That's actually a good substitution for them. And Rivers also wants to play in the Confederation Cup. I think right now the ego is to qualify for the big money spinning competition, talking about the Champions League itself. That's where the big money is. And he also has the experience of playing in the Champions League. So it's a battle of both teams. That's why one of the reasons why this game is actually so much interesting. I expect Enyimba to actually keep it safe the way it is. If they can get themselves this 1-1 and to the final with it's their own advantage, and if they can actually force Rivers to come out so they can hit Rivers on the counter attack and get a second goal, it's also to their own advantage. Rivers United also too want to be going to the Confederation Cup, having the belief of having played in the in the Champions League last season. They've enjoyed it. They know how much is involved. They got to the quarterfinals of the Is it quarterfinal? They got to semi-final of the Confederation Cup. Is it quarterfinal or semi-final?
Yes, eliminated
by young boys of Tanzania. So they've actually enjoyed. They know what it means to play on the continental stage and how much is actually involved when you play on the continental stage. So there's so much to actually play for by these two teams, and that's why I'm so much happy that we're having this beautiful game as the last game of the tournament.
So this beautiful day, and if we look at the Super 6, Lobby Star at the bottom of the table, managed to score only 1 goal out of 5 matches, and they drew two matches and lost 3, and they only scored 1 goal. And the goal came to the when they 3-1. A lot of people were hoping. They wouldn't have scored.
Sincerely, when you look at it, Super 6 is only the #1 team that makes the money. The other 2 teams continental ticket. Now, what many of them really fought for is a place in Super 12 that will happen beginning of next season. So that Super 12, I think the first will be making up close to 1.2 billion or thereabout. So there is a whole lot of money for that one. So, but when you now talk about this Super 6, you can't really beat those teams silly, because what's there to gain? If you are not the first, second, or the third, then what's there to gain? So you just go and prepare for Super 12, and if you are the first, you go with 1.2 billion.
Yeah.
That's mouth-watering.
So in the regular match, we saw Bender Insurance, They were not defeated. They were not defeated for once. And now this is the opposite of it. Now they did not win anyone in the Super 6. They didn't win any match.
You know, it's just like the season Arsenal had in the EPL, whereby
What does Arsenal
they call themselves Bende Gunners.
Bende-
They call themselves. So
Bende
probably it
Gunners.
was the Gunners program
that
that actually influenced them. Because
influenced.
you know, it's really crazy when you top the league for most of the season. For the whole season, yes, they almost top. They top the group, their own group, and came into the what's it called, to the playoff, and couldn't do anything much. Yes, I don't really give them the I don't really blame them, because you know, they are just, this is this team that actually came from relegation just this season and came back to the league and cemented their place. Like, they actually did good. But you know, when it got to the big boys, when you have Enyimba, you have Rivers United, you have Remo Stars, these are guys who are already used to playing the continental football. They have better players. So that's where the issue just came in for them. I expect them to come back next season. I don't really know the format we are going to use next season, because that's what's about NFF. We don't know if we're playing a bridge league or we're playing the normal 20 teams league next season.
Yeah.
So it depends on next season. Let us see which of the pattern we are going to use, and how good Rivers United, Bender Insurance are going to be. That's another team that is actually being supported by the government of Edo State. Philip Shaibu is a very good supporter of the club, and he actually played for them last season in the NNL. He was even
part
their
of the
captain.
team,
He was
the
captain,
deputy
yes.
governor.
The deputy governor was their captain last season. He played for the team. So it's a team that is massively supported by the government. And they are fantastic players. If they could keep on to Imade,
Why will
if
we
they can
lose
keep
that
on to
boy in
Imade
that
and keep on to Divine, then they should be able to push for something next season. And they still have the FA Cup finals to play. So it's an venue for them to win something this season.
All right, let's talk about the grouping of these matches. Like in Group A and Group B, the two side. You know, these people play their own, these people play. Is it adding positivity to the, or is it, because it doesn't look normal like other.
It's just a product of time.
Time. Like
They had this issue who to send
Okay.
for the Comfort Cup last season, for the space that was meant for the Federations Cup winner, FA Cup. So when they couldn't get anybody, they had to settle down for who became fourth in the league last season. So that kind of scenario would have come into play, because this season too, there was serious delay before
even
the
the FA Cup
start.
was serious delay.
So they had to just look at how to align the calendar for this season before they can think of the LMC. Now they will disband them in a few days time or a few weeks time. Now they need to set up a body that will run the league. And they call them independent body, but in Nigeria we know they are not in the.
Nothing is
you know,
independent.
I didn't say, I was just saying. You understand what I'm saying?
You know, the money from the continental football is so much for you to miss, for you not to send
It's a lot.
It's a lot of money, and
It's a lot.
those are the kind of money that
And you lose your
keeps the club running. And you
coefficient.
lose your coefficient if you're not sending anybody. So they have to just find a way to just actually make sure this league is finishing. We have the UEFA, the CAF Champions League coming up tonight. Wydad versus Al Ahly. It's coming up this night. So
second leg.
Yes,
Well,
second
Ali
leg.
won 2-1
First
first
leg.
leg.
So that's one of the reasons why we have to play a bridge league. It's not the first time we're having a bridge league in Nigerian Professional Football League. And like Mr. Joseph rightly said when he called in, they need to settle down for a time format. Let us know when the league is starting. Let us know when the league is finishing. It's not like when we're coming into every season, we're having issue with when the league is going to start. See the European leagues we all follow. We know when the league is starting. And it has always been like that every season.
And a quick update to our viewers. Israel just won the third place of the Under-20 FIFA World Cup.
Yeah.
They won, they defeated South Korea 3 goals to 1.
I think FIFA will actually be impressed with this Israel team, because I remember when Indonesia that was meant to host the Under-20 World Cup originally. It was because of this Israel team they actually lost that hosting right, because they don't want Israel to come and play on their soil due to all this religious conflict of interest and conflict of Israel, whatever. But you know, coming and Argentina took it upon themselves to host it, and now we have the Israelites actually finishing third. It's actually a good one, and to me, they're actually my team of the year.
Wow.
Team of the year, and there's this guy I picked out, Obed. He has been fantastic. This season for them. Yeah, I think it's a midfielder, and in fact, he has been.
You can see the joy on the players' face.
Yeah, they celebrating
the competition.
as if they won the
Nobody
World Cup.
actually gave them that chance.
Nobody.
They were just meant to come to the competition.
They eliminated Brazil, and against Brazil, the horde was massive for the stakers. Maybe you know some people that have experience in it.
They've done themselves a lot of pride. You know, the last Israelite player almost everybody knew was Yossi Benayoun. He played for Chelsea and Liverpool then.
Yeah.
So now you have a lot of young talents coming in, and they have a future to look forward to.
Yeah. They have a future from this under 20. I think they can start up. Even their league service something. They have a very good league.
Yes,
they have a very good league.
You have teams like Maccabi Tel Aviv,
Haifa.
So a lot of impressive. At the point we had our own goalkeeper Enyimba playing in the league. Even Dele Enyimba, they play in the league there. So it's an impressive league also.
All right, Mr. Shege. Quickly talk about the goalkeepers of this today's match. The goalkeeper of Enyimba and the goalkeeper of Rivers United. How have they been doing?
That goal considered from Olorunleke. Although he hasn't been that how can I put it? He hasn't done himself a lot of favor in this game. That goal considered was a cheap goal that you don't expect a goalkeeper of his own caliber to be conceding. Looking at the fact that the Super Eagles coach is right there in the stadium. Although yes, that was an error from him. Sochima also made
that should be a yellow card.
Sochima also made such error in their last game, so I think it's 1-1. And you know, I'm sure a lot of fans in the stadium now will be looking at it like the three goalkeepers we are calling. We have Sochima, we have Moziko, Olorunleke, and Adebayo, who has not kept for the Super Eagles already. So we have three newbies lined up for the next game. So I think that will be one of the fears on the faces of Super Eagles coach. But looking at Sochima, he has actually looked tidy and he has actually looked good in this game. So it tells much about the experience. Yes, he hasn't played for the Super Eagles, but you know, when you mix with the big boys, you mix with these professionals, it tells on your body, you know, it's rub on you. I've seen it in Sochima's place today, how he dictates, how he controls his defense. So we have good goalkeepers right now to actually look forward to in the Super Eagles. I think one goalkeeper that will be biting himself is the Raymond Stars goalkeeper. I'm talking about Bankole. He has been impressive. He had last season he finished with with the highest clean sheet in Nigerian Professional League, and this season he actually finished with the highest clean sheet also. So he'll be asking himself, what else did he have to do to actually make it to the Super Eagles list? But I just believe if he continues with that good form,
but he has to know somebody.
He has to know somebody. You know, I think those are some of the things that we're missing those days. You know, in the Nigeria, sometimes we expected to see some of these players from the MPFL. You know, you mix them together with and most times it's very difficult. And remember the last time Nigeria won Nations Cup, Sonumba from the
Egweke was his name in defense. We had there was this short guy, Steven Keshi actually had confidence in. That's last coach who actually had a lot of confidence in these home-based players.
Because those home-based players are the ones that will bring in the fight. They will not do the big boy play. They will fight, you know, because they want to make names. Let me quickly call
level of exposure is another issue.
Yeah,
because I watched.
That's why you need to mix them.
I watched one of our game against Peru last year, where I think it was Pesero that actually coached those boys to the game against Peru. And we lost woefully against Peru. There was a game against Mexico too.
Portugal.
Was it Portugal?
Remember,
Portugal was not even home based.
No, Portugal was not home based, but with some mixed.
It was Peru we had with some.
Okay, Peru, yeah.
That we lost. And last year,
and Mexico too.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That we lost it woefully. So although these are games that actually build the boys, whenever you take your team B to play some of these games, it boosts their confidence and help them improve their game. So we're actually looking forward to it. During the Keshi time, we had Atletico Madrid came to Nigeria to play against Nigerian Professional League All Stars.
Yeah,
and they gave themselves a good
account
that day. I think that match ended 2-2 that day. So
yeah, it was a good fight. They gave a very good fight.
It's actually something, and it wasn't a bad Atletico Madrid side. It was actually a strong field Atletico Madrid team. So it's something like we should actually improve. I think they should always make it a quota for the coach. You have to call up 3 to 4 players, home-based players, and not just every call-up you're actually changing them. Let us have a regular 4 players that we know that these are the very best on the Nigerian Professional League, and we know that they can actually add and fight for a shirt or position in the Super Eagles.
All right, let's quickly look at the Super Eagles squad, the AFCON qualifier call-up versus Sierra Leone. You know, the goalkeepers, you have Adebayo, Adeleye, Victor Sochima, Olorunleke, Ojo. Those are the goalkeepers, and they are all home base.
No, Adebayo is home base.
Adebayo is
okay, Adebayo. And then we talk about Ozor. I think it's good. It's good that it's not called up because he has been flopping so much.
He took a break from the.
You know, you guys, Nigerian supporters can actually frustrate this goalkeeper. Yeah. It reminds me of that fine boy.
They call him fine boy.
He took break from the Super Eagles, so the frustrations was.
You go on Twitter if you check the kind of things they send to them. It's psychological. Nigerian fans need to understand that.
But you know, it's not only Nigerian fans. It's not only Nigerian fans.
Yes, it's all over the world. But actually, there are a lot of what you get from the Nigerian fans. Go and check what was typed to the page of this our striker that plays in Saudi now.
Okay, where's that his name? Said?
No. Igalo.
Okay. Go and check. Many of these guys, it only takes maturity for you to come back and say you want to.
Even was it Ahmed Musa? Each time the call-up is out and they say Ahmed Musa name on the list, there's always a lot of abuses on him.
They finish him. So
it's not easy for this boy.
All right, let's quickly look at the defenders. Defender you have Semi Ajayi, Bright, Osai, Samuel, and Kenneth Omeru, Kevin Akpogoma, Saidu Sanusi, Calvin Bassi, Chidebube Duru, and William Trosekong. I think Chidebube Duru is that one.
Yeah, he's Rivers United.
And are you still in love with the way Kenneth Omeru played?
Well,
I don't know.
Oh, that would have been a second goal for Enyimba. That was a tip save. A tip save from Sochima. From Sochima there. I'm very sure Pesero will be so much impressed with the player Sochima has actually done today. I'm talking about the defense.
We all
and that was why he was calling.
Yeah, that was why he
we
was
all
calling.
know
so
that
very well. He's actually
most of the time, looking at it really, because Adebayo is playing abroad.
Oh, that was a beautiful one.
I think he will be the one to mount the goalpost for the main games.
Yeah, if Adebayo should start, Adebayo also deserves it. He had a fantastic season with Ben Shiva or wherever his club is at. I'm sorry. His club at
Beersheba.
He had a fantastic season with them. He has been knocking on the doors since last season on the Super Eagles door. And you know, some of the sports analysts have actually been calling that when is Adebayo going to start? So against Sierra Leone, any of the goalkeepers is actually good to start. Either of Sochima or Adebayo. I'm so much okay with any of them starting.
All right, I just called the defense. Talk about the defense.
The defense is actually okay. It's okay by their standards. It's actually a good number of players, good list of players. And you know, we know the regular players who are actually going to start. It's not like we don't know who are going to start. We know that it's actually going to be Akpaguma and and Bassi as central defenders. Then you have this Fenerbahce player Bright Osai as right back, and maybe Saidu. All of that will surely be that's the regular starting.
But I was expecting more from the MPFL.
No.
Just
the defense is actually good. The Bube is actually a good name. The only place I would have expected more players to come in was from the just finished under 20 Nigerian teams that made it to that finished at just
concluded on
players. I'd have expected a player like Oguchi to actually make it to the list.
Especially Aniagbo.
Yes, Aniagbo.
The goalkeeper.
So I'll have expected Oguchi to actually make it to the list and have a mix up with the big boys. Well, apart from that, the defense list is actually a good list.
Yeah, okay. Actually a good list. That's a good one. Okay, let's quickly look at the midfield. Midfield have Wilfred Ndidi, Alex Wobi, Joe Aribo, Frank Onyeka, then Divine Wachuku.
Yeah, the midfield is okay. Apart from Ndidi, that I think will be a little bit match rusty.
Even Aribo is match rusty.
Oh, that's a good save for Sochima.
They'll be
that is the reason why.
Enyimba boys is asking himself, what else do they have to do to score?
No, it was just a straight header.
Yes.
He knew he should have done better.
It's a confirmation that the Super Pesero made a very good choice in Sochima.
You can't say it's a confirmation. Yeah,
because he has been saving, so we can see his performance in this match.
We see his performance, but he was a culprit too in their last
game.
So the consistency. See, you need a goalkeeper. Goalkeeper is not judged by one game.
Yeah.
Consistency over time. Because if you don't have a commanding goalkeeper, you will have problems. Your defense will be okay. Now you are looking at save. Goalkeepers are not measured with saves alone. Yeah. How well are you arranging your defense? How well are you calling your center? How well are you communicating?
Is it not the modern day goalkeeper? The man you was talking about the other day.
We don't have attacking goalkeeper. Let's first deal with the traditional goalkeeper first. Okay. Whereby you call your defenders, call them to positioning. Eye line. If your number 5 is going too much towards the midfield, calling them to order. When they are attacking you, talking to your defenders. If you can control your defense well, the few shot that will get to you will be minimal. The shot that will get to you will be minimal because you will actually do a very good covering of your defense.
Okay, you can see the pressure from the Rivers United. This is the second corner the pressure is high on Enyimba, and this match.
No, they are just taking the game to each other.
Yeah,
it's balanced.
This is a balanced match. You can't say these people are going to win.
Talking about the Super Eagles midfield list you just mentioned, like you rightly said, indeed is match rusty. I think another player that is match rusty is what's it called? Another player that is match rusty is Joe Aribo. He hasn't really played much for Southampton this season. It goes a lot to talk about the kind of players, the caliber of players in that midfield. Our midfield is actually lacking. There's no doubt. We have better players that have actually come in. And you know, when you don't call players like Aribo and Wilfried Ndidi, it tends to make them get serious with their career. Because they will know that they don't have to play. If they are not playing, they are not coming into the Super Eagles. They will have to push for that transfer or push to get better in the club so they can get the starting 11. Aribo didn't play up to 10 games for Southampton at this just finished season. But he still, every time the Super Eagles list is coming out, you're still seeing Aribo name in the list. Wilfried Ndidi has not been that normal Wilfried Ndidi we've always known. But every time the list is coming out, we're seeing Wilfried Ndidi's name in the list. So it's really saddening that we're still having to deal with this. We are not picking players based on form.
Merit.
We are picking players based on name, which is actually bad for us.
Not just even name. Because you see some guys in that team that they don't have name. So why did they call them? We have guys that have name, even Gift Orban.
When we get to the striker,
why was he?
Talk about Gift Orban. As Gift Orban didn't be that list, I don't even know what to say.
It's not even about name. That means we know, and I think a professional like Shegun knows a lot. I mean a lot that is not saying now.
You're not going to put me.
Yeah.
You're not going to put me on that line.
So if it's not about name, it's not about merit. Then what's it about? I think Shegun will.
Can we just move to the striker list?
All right. All right, let's talk about the striker, the forward line. You have Ahmed Musa again, then Moses Simon.
Again, why did you add again?
Why did you put it?
You know, we have to ask you. The presenter should be asking questions, but we have to ask you.
I'm asking
why
you again.
Because there's no again at the back of the name of Musa. Or is it Musa again?
Let me finish first. I will answer that. Then we have Moses Simon, Taiwo Awuniyi, Samuel Chukwueze.
And a quick update. 80 minutes of the game, still 1-1.
Yeah.
Williams is coming in for the number, this thing of Rivers United. Yeah. 88 minutes, still 1-1.
Yeah, that's a good substitution.
Number 12.
Yeah, number 12. Cover. Yeah.
It's out. All right. Samuel Chukwueze, Victor Osimhen, Kelechi Iheanacho again. Then
that was so close. That was so close for Enyimba. That would have actually been the second goal for Enyimba in this game. Wow. That is a big man himself, Boma there.
Then Ademola Lookman.
The young process.
Well, the attacking line is where I have issue with in the Super Eagles, because when you look at Ahmed Musa, you keep on asking yourself, what does it bring into the team except being the captain or the oldest player in the squad? This is a player that hasn't really played club football for the past 1 year, but he still make it to the Super Eagles list. And it begs that question, how is he still getting into the list? And that is like what we said about the midfielders, players coming in without being on merit. Because you look at Gift Orban, he had a fantastic season, one of the highest scorers in Belgium League. You know, a player scoring over 20 goals. That's someone that can actually bring something to the Super Eagles.
In 22 games. How?
You have what's it called, Victor Boniface, who is the highest scorer in the Europa League. He's not in this list. You have Chuba Akpom, the highest scorer in the Championship for Middlesbrough. He's not in this list. So what are the prerequisites or requisites getting these players on board? These are questions that we need answers from Pesero. And it's like a rubber stamp game. We're actually qualifying for the for the AFCON. There's no way we are losing to Sierra Leone. So there's no how you're telling me that you can't try these new boys. Yeah. I guess it seems like Sierra Leone. I'm sorry to say I'm not actually putting Sierra Leone as a bad team.
Well, actually they are the underdog.
So there's no way you're telling me you can't test these new boys against these teams. So it begs the question: is this still the same set of players we are taking to the Nations Cup? What are they going to bring to the Nations Cup come January in Côte d'Ivoire?
You know, one thing is learning from your mistakes. These guys, okay, Guinea, is it Guinea-Bissau, that came to Nigeria and defeated us 1-0. Who is responsible for that? Who is taking the hit? Which player can you say, okay, you didn't play well, you won't get a call up for this next game? Now, these are things that we actually give those players sense of belonging, that I know if I fuck up, there's this heavy armor.
There's no even justification for why
those guys,
Gift Orban and Victor Boniface are not in this
all
list.
those guys, why? No, you know, you just look at it and it's just like abracadabra, like something that is like a magic. And what is going on? You know, see, we can't continue.
Okay. We have talked about all the players. Can you talk about the coach? You know, can you talk about him?
The coach? I don't. The only thing I can say about him is he failed successfully in Venezuela. And it's the truth.
Everybody has gone.
He has failed across board.
Even at Al-Ali, he wasn't really successful at Al-Ali too. So it's not a good coach.
You know, the truth is very clear.
Yeah.
And truth no talk, say more no talk.
You can't hide
You
the
have
truth
to
now.
say the truth.
You can't hide the truth.
The guy failed successfully. Yeah, I think the Enyimba guy stepped on him.
You have to look at the caliber of people that Amaju Pinnick led administration actually interviewed. You can't have a Philippe Coco.
Yeah.
You can't have a Philippe Coco and there was this French coach, I've forgotten his name. You can't have two of them.
Even this Saudi coach was supposed to come, but he was afraid of salaries.
Yeah, we always owe salary. That one is normal. Oh God.
Something that should not be normal is now becoming a norm.
Some of these players are still being old players by NFF. Super Eagles players. I'm not even talking about Nigerian professional football league players now. I'm talking about these big boys are being old by NFF. Not even just God. We'll actually get there one day.
You know, when you talk about Nigerian football, it's either you open lamentation book
I say,
or you start saying,
that's the child.
God. Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
Let's go back and focus on this. Let's just leave Nigeria.
It is well.
All right, it's 85th minute into the second half.
I don't really know why Onoja didn't start this game. He had a very fantastic competition for Rivers United. And him coming up in the second half, we really seen him bring some grit to the Rivers United midfield. So it's 5 more minutes in regular times to go in this game. Enyimba will actually be doing everything possible to actually keep it at this 1-1, so they can actually be the champions. And you know, Rivers too also want to be the champion. To probably give their benefactor. That is talking about Wiki. A parting gift, and you know, qualify for the Champions League, because right now as it stands, Rivers will actually be going to the Confederation Cup.
But they're actually good at that Confederation Cup. Because they lost successfully in the CAF Champions League. They got to quarterfinal of CAF.
It's better you have your strong.
So it's better they go to their strong
competition. You have your
competition.
strong team and experienced team in the Champions League. Who says Remo can go back to the Confederation Cup from the Champions League?
They can, but we've not tested them. We've tested Rivers and we've seen that.
But you know,
that's why I miss teams like Kano Pillars. It's when Enyimba and
Kano Pillars,
you
know that
it's always certain we are getting to the semi-final. One of them is going to
and our coefficient is at stake. So let the better teams.
So I can't just wait for.
But you know,
one of the reasons I'm supporting Enyimba.
You know, I've watched the six top teams played.
And that's why
do you know the team I love most is Remo.
Remo Stars.
Yeah,
I love the way they play football.
You have to love the way they play football. The coach talking about the Remo Stars coach was actually on what's it called, a training visit to Portugal. So he was there throughout last season.
Wow, that is good.
So it tells in his way of tactical approach. Yes, this Nigerian professional league, it's far different from the way they play the games in Portugal. Because when you're not physical in our own league, you can't actually make it that far. But the Remo Stars are actually not that far from winning this Nigerian professional league. If they continue on this path they are moving, then maybe next season we might be talking about Remo Stars winning the league because the consistency is actually there. They've actually been finishing within the top 3, top 4 for like two seasons right now since they came back from when they came from the relegation. And you have to look at their youth team, Beyond Limits. They just qualified for the NNL, that's the Division 2.
Yeah.
So they're playing Division 2 next season, trying to get themselves into the senior team league. And their goalkeeper is a very fantastic goalkeeper. Talking about Enyimba, he's Dele Enyimba's son. His first born is Beyond Limits of first choice goalkeeper. Wow. So that is fantastic.
So see the pool of talent in Nigeria is so deep. All we need to do is just create a system to harness it. We have talent.
This is the hard one.
In this country. Raw talent. Born footballer, not just made. Born footballers.
Those who have it in them.
In them, yeah.
And if you can see the stadium, you see all who is who in the Nigerian football. You can see Omakachi. You can see
Picnic is right there in the stadium.
Picnic is there. You can see Finidi as a coach. He's one of my best players those days. When you talk about Nigerian wingers, I love the way he play wing.
But I actually love Amuneke.
Yeah. But both of them they play. And to some extent, I would say Finidi went international, went higher than America. He played at Ajax.
I think Real Betis also played in the La Liga also.
So those days, if you see him with ball, you like the way he plays ball. I love him, and I always have that in mind. Those days I was small.
I saw the video Ajax legend did for him on his 50th birthday, where they were celebrating him. It shows how big and how much he's been appreciated by the club. Yeah, these are the things he's bringing to the Nigerian professional league. Last season wasn't really good for him, but he has accustomed himself to the league, and we've seen it in the pattern of play, how well of played. But he hasn't really given us that winger in his mold, a winger that can be lightning, like him, Finidi during his playing career. I think if Enyimba can actually have a winger like that, someone that they can actually depend on,
but you can't really blame him too. Football has switched a little. Is this all this kind of calling, put it into the box kind of. 7. But right now, 7 you switch to the level you cut in.
Of regular time.
Now the wings is for right, left back and left back. So football now has switched.
That's it, have changed.
Okay, any moment from now we'll be entering to the 90th minute, or we're looking.
We're in the 90 minutes already.
So we're looking forward to the additional time in this game.
We just hope we don't get trash.
So might be getting 8 to 10 minutes. That is
so
professional.
As it stands now, if you end it, as it stands 5 minutes additional time. As it stands now, if Enyimba wins, anyone that will get that 100 million, as you said.
100 million.
100 million. But I don't think that.
But 100 million doesn't really
much.
The amount they use in prosecuting one match, you will be surprised when you hear. Let me get
into one of these gists that is not supposed to come out on the air. Last season too, it was almost like this. It was the first that got money. The first had to donate from their winning allowance, from their winning money, they have to donate for second and third. So also have a share of it.
Hey.
So these are kind of things we actually have to change.
So what if the first refuse not to give?
I know there's a refusal, is allowed. Yeah.
I'm very sure there is a ghost that drew that man's leg.
Why is it falling when it is needed most?
Hey.
It should be falling there.
You know those days. They will say they should go and check whether Enyimba doing or tomorrow.
You have to explain that for our viewers to understand it. Because
5 is actually a lot of time. We still have 4 minutes to play here, and Enyimba actually have to do a lot, so they don't concede that goal in the diamond. If you can see Stanley Eguma, he's up there, gingering his boys, play massive attack and try and get that goal in the diamond that will actually give them the league. And I think that will be a kind of okay, they will have a breather there. I think they can actually put their mind at rest and kill the pressure right now.
Yeah.
A lot of time to waste there. Oh, that was a good chance for.
But how on earth will you make a kind of mistake at this kind of particular time? Nobody touch you.
It can be the pitch.
There's rain fell today. So
Okay.
rain fell today. So the pitch
can
is
be
actually
slippery.
slippery.
Okay.
The pitch is actually slippery there.
So I was wondering from here what happened. And any moment from now,
still have 3 more minutes.
we have to have 3 minutes. So as it stands now,
Honestly, there's this team in Lagos now, Sporting Lagos.
Sporting Lagos, and not just Sporting Lagos alone.
Yeah,
We have
no,
Lekki United,
Lekki United too.
So these are teams actually coming
We
up.
just hope those teams
And
can come up.
Sporting Lagos will actually be playing NLL 2 next season.
Yeah.
They'll be in the NLL next season. So I think we've actually missed Lagos having that football club.
Yeah,
There was a time we had
MFM.
Ikorodu United and MFM in the top division. There was a time we had stationary stores, had Julius Berger playing in Lagos.
Lagos,
So we just want to bring that field back to Lagos. When MFM was playing at Agege Stadium, it was joy to everybody's face. Go to the stadium to watch MFM play. The first season MFM played back, you really enjoy MFM, but you got to a situation
what actually happened?
They went on relegation. The director of sports, MFM, said they gave the job, I think, let me paraphrase, of an engineer to a farmer. So
they sold a lot of players. They sold players like
and even the coach too had to
sold
leave.
Stephen Ode, they sold the goalkeeper. And this
And many of these guys,
there's a short guy, Onowa
to Enyimba.
That guy was a fantastic midfielder. It was someone I was actually looking forward to seeing in the Super Eagles, but it didn't just happen. But Oluwa was a very fantastic player for MFM. See, there's one thing about an MPFL, and that's why teams are actually trying to qualify for continental football. If you're not being owned by governments, private-owned teams find it hard to keep that continuity if they are not in continental football. Not only MFM, see Ifeanyi FC. It's nowhere to be found today. They are not even NNL anymore. So if you are not qualifying for the continental football, whereby you are making this lot of money, it's at least they're making about $2 million or so when you play continental football. When you change that to Naira, you know how much
Rivers
United.
United.
That was a good defensive nod in there from Enyimba defender. That would have just been
a heartbreaker.
For him.
You
can see the job. He's looking at the style like, this time this game just finished. I can really feel how his heart is actually pumping there. You can't wait for this game to finish. Winning his first professional league in his second season as a coach, as a professional coach for Nigeria is actually a big one for him.
Nigerian
league is actually a big one for him. Wow. These are the new generation of coaches we want to see. Yeah. I mean, kind of feels like I really want to see Finidi George as the under-20 coach. These are people that actually knows what it takes to actually play for Nigeria. They have a feel of it. They have a taste of it.
There was a
see Uduka Ubadi as under-17 coach. These are things they actually tell these players. There's no better person for under-17 coach than Unduka Ubadi, who was the captain.
And that is the final whistle.
Congratulations
to Enyimba. Congratulations to Finidi George. Oh, you can see Oguma here.
Wow. It's a well-deserved for Enyimba.
That's a good one.
It's the FPL, Nigerian Premier League. And Enyimba, the champions.
So faithful. Wow.
The champions. They just won the league 2022-2023 season. Congratulations to them. Remo start second spot for the Champions League. Rivers United third. Comfort
Wow,
Cup
you can say
spot.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy for Finidi George. He actually deserved lots of critics when he was made the coach of what's it called?
In fact, especially when he failed to win the league last
yes,
season.
last season, a lot of critics on
And
him.
he didn't really
Yeah,
go to
so
Europe.
happy for him, so
to
happy for him.
continents.
So this time around, we're seeing Finidi George in the continental level.
The people
You know.
relevant are back to play in the CAF Champions League. That's what I want to see them. You know, at the point it used to be Enyimba, Zamalek, Etoile Dusail, and Al Ahly playing in the Champions League. Ismail FC too. But all of a sudden they just lost. They lost them. Because since what's it called? For everything I wouldn't love about Senator Ojus Okalu, we have to give it to him when he was actually the governor of Abia State. He spent a lot. He supported this team. So that is one thing, and that is one thing I keep on fighting for. If the state government is not actually going to support this team, sell it out to investors. Sell it out, sell shares out to private investors. Let them invest in this team. Let them get this team. Let them invest good money in this team and get this team to a good level. See Vendreza playing in Division 2. It has the best package in Nigerian League, a Division 2 team. So it goes a lot to talk about it.
Wow. So as it stands now, Enyimba will be in the CAF Champions League.
Remo Stars also be in the Champions
Yeah,
League.
I would love to see Remo. I love to see Remo.
One of the when they start playing the qualifier, we have to travel to Kenya to go watch one of their games.
Yeah, definitely.
I would love us to go to
Definitely.
that pitch and just
Definitely.
do something on that pitch.
We
see
have
how
to.
the beauty and how much Suname has actually spent in that club. These
Definitely.
are things we actually need to see in Nigeria Professional League. They have two standard pitch to be able to play games. And it's not an artificial pitch. Two standard synthetic. It's not synthetic pitch. It's normal grass level. They have another two like synthetic pitch. So it goes a lot to show how much this man has actually spent and is investing into that team.
And those are the people that knows that football is about building a structure. Then you start eating years in.
I can't wait for the day he will be NFF chairman.
Do you know that
NFF president?
Once you
I don't want to see him
get a
there.
very good player, maybe you sell a player for about $15 million, you can actually make all you've spent on a particular team maybe for 10 years. So it is a business that is mouth-watering. You can hear the numbers we hear now. 100 million. You can hear those numbers for talent. And when they know that this is a raw talent, they can go to any length to pay.
See Cote d'Ivoire.
PSG paid 200 million for Neymar. It's just one player.
See Cote d'Ivoire League. They sold the player direct to Salzburg from Cote d'Ivoire. Asek Mumusa. Direct to Salzburg. You know how much is coming into that club? Look at when Pesitao left South African League to Brighton. It was around £50 million. This is the money that actually goes a lot to improve the league. These are the kind of signings we want to see in MPFL. Not our player going to Macedonia, going to Azerbaijan to play. We want to see our players moving from MPFL to the bigger leagues.
It's a good day for Nigerian football. A very beautiful day, and you can see Finidi George, with the Super Sport representative. Chisholm, they're talking. They are talking, and you can see the joy in his face, and he's listening. And I think we have to give him credit for this.
You have to give him credit for this. He actually did well this season.
It's not easy. He had to win those two games and win with a very good scoreline, and he did. Especially the 3-0 win against, I think, was this Sunshine Stars, the Lobby Stars. 3-0, that was the decisive. They all ended with 9 points, but goals difference actually they had.
But at this moment in time, most of the money received from this very particular win right now, I think the club have to
just share it for the boys.
Just share for the boys.
It's not up to their month salary. It's not up to their 2 months or 3 months salary. So just share it for the boys. Let them have something to celebrate.
It's like peanuts. So.
It's a peanut to them.
It's been a
but if some of them, if they hold them like 3-4 M,
not a club like Enyimba. Enyimba is a big club. The money is in the system. They have the money, so they are running. They actually run the club like a professional club. So it's not a small club. So 100 million is nothing to them.
All right, I think that's a beautiful day for Nigerian football, and That is how far we can go for today. But before we go, just in 30 seconds, what do you have to say?
Wow, beautiful game of football. The tournament has actually been great, and so beautiful. We're talking about Nigerian football, and I hope next season we'll actually be looking forward to talk more about Nigerian football. Maybe one of those weekends we'll be having side by side with the European League, the big boys. So we'll be able to give fans, it's about just we talking about these games next season. Maybe give them in depth and give them reasons why the league is actually great. We've seen quality game of football, from Enyimba today and from Rivers United, even from almost all the teams in the Super 6 tournament. Maybe we might just look at Lobby Stars of Makurdi. They were actually the black sheep amongst them because they just came. Hey, funny enough about Lobby Stars, when you play at Makurdi Stadium, you find it hard to beat Lobby Stars any day. So coming here and they actually flopped, so it's really bad. It has actually been a fantastic competition. I'm looking forward to next season already.
Yeah, coming into the Super 6, Bendel Insurance, there were a lot of expectations, but when jungle mature, we separate the boys from the men. But it has been a sweet Super 6. I can't really say much about the full season, but I was only privy to mainly the Super 6, and it's been end-to-end stuff, good show of play, but there's a lot of room for improvement, actually, a lot of room, but it's not bad. It's a bit on the average, but I think Nigerian football should have grown more than this, and if they can continue like this, that means it is a step in the right direction. But very importantly, let them put our league, every single league match on TV. That will solve half of the problem of the league.
All right, thank you very much. That is how far we can go for today. Remember to subscribe. This is Premier Sport Fan Center. Remember to subscribe. And for now, it's bye from us. Greener Pasture.